know we don't talk about enough, or maybe even ever at all on this show?
What?
Have we ever talked to anybody, any listener, that is completely, totally happy and satisfied being single?
Yes.
We have?
I think a long time ago.
I don't recall who this unicorn is. Mm-hmm. But I was talking to somebody the other day that is in a relationship and is really nervous to get out of it, right? And we were trying to get down to the bottom line on why he's so scared to take off. And I think most people are scared because they fear that they're going to be lonely, how they're going to feel the time, right? So, and we talk about breaking up on this show so much that I was curious if we could get a call or two from somebody going, you know what? I've been single my entire life, or I've dabbled in relationships. And to be honest with you, there's nothing to fear. I am way happier alone than I am in a relationship. 1-855-BERT Show.
Yeah, I said, and this was like forever ago. And I may be misremembering or just conjuring up something in my head. Who knows? But she was a woman and she was older and she was perfectly content and happy being single and had no desire to be in a relationship whatsoever.
One of my best friends, Amy. We all know Amy, my business manager, best friend. She's like a sister to me. Been single most of her life and is just so incredibly happy being single. And I think most people can't even really embrace that thought that you have to go through life with somebody. You're going to grow old, right? No.
I feel like I was like that for a while. I have a friend that's like that too. But I've said before that, I mean, I've been happy in relationships, but if I'm being honest with myself, I was definitely the happier times of my life were when I was single, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where the thought of being in a relationship is so foreign to me that I don't even really miss having somebody around. To me, I think the people that struggle with being single are the people who have never experienced it really in their adult life. Like the people who got in their first relationship at 16 and then broke up and then didn't have a good time with that adjustment period, because I do think that's the hard part about it is like when you go from having someone to not having someone, you feel that loss. But when you go a long enough time without it, you realize you're much more capable than you think that you are.
Good morning, Bert Show. Who is this?
Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. All right. You've been single your whole life or recently, but you definitely endorse the single life.
Recently. It's been 2 years now. I had a traumatic accident happen 2 years, and the guy I was talking to said that the accident wouldn't change anything, and he ended up ghosting me 2 weeks later. So I've been single since then, and honestly, it's been the most life-changing thing. I've never been happier.
Is that right?
Good for you.
Thank you.
What is it that you enjoy most about being single?
I think mostly just I don't really have to, not necessarily answer to anybody, but I can just kind of do what I want to at my own pace. I don't really have to be anywhere at a certain time, not rushed places. Just, it's very easygoing.
Yeah. That fear of just being alone, I think for most keep them in those relationships though, because they don't have that experience of like being able to pivot. You don't have to like debate with anybody, but just the thought of being lonely is so scary to people that they'll stay in that relationship.
What's on the other side of fear?
Nothing. Hey, Allison, good morning. You're on the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I am 35 and have been single pretty much my entire life. I've dabbled here and there, and it's just headache after headache. And have honestly really just recently found comfort and being okay by myself. It was kind of a revelation within the last 2 years, and I'm complete. I feel very happy and fulfilled.
As you should. And do you ever find yourself, though, around your friends, and do they try to convince you otherwise?
No,
Good.
I've always had really great friends who actually just never even really found their person until after college. Like no one who like found love young or anything like that. And sometimes they look at me and they're like, wow, you live like a nice life, because they have kids now and everything.
Right.
I get to be like the cool aunt, and I also take care of my mom. She had a huge stroke during COVID, and so I feel like my hands are full in a way, but I have found purpose in giving back to my mom, giving back to my family, and being okay with that.
Yeah, Kristen raises a really interesting angle because there's so much pressure because people assume that you can't possibly know full happiness if you're not with somebody. So people are constantly trying to set you up when you may not even want it.
Most like living that life.
So annoying. Lived it for quite some time.
Amber, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are so happy being single. It is possible to be happy and single.
So I'm actually calling for my mom. So my mom is actually 53, and she has been single most of my life, and she is perfectly content. She's been married twice. Her second marriage did not turn out great. It was actually very traumatic. So she has been single the rest of my entire life, and she is actually fixing to close on her first house.
Good for her.
So she is perfectly content.
Love
Excellent. Thank
She
you.
never wants to be married or with anybody else ever again.
I bet she's just tired too. Tired. So it is possible.
The Bert Show.